Now I'm here. It's all I ever dreamed of. It's unbelievable feeling. Everything is possible.
Speckman opening here with ace-jack in early position. Belea with queen-9 suited.
Speckman does open maybe a little wider than he should be on these stack depths given Casper's stack. However, ace-jack, you know, I don't care who you are, you're going to be opening up this hand, and maybe we might expect to see Speckman shove sometimes.
Wait,
But instead, it's just going to call.
with Casper having 7 big blinds?
Well, I just mean, you know, if Speckman is going to be opening as wide as he is, he's going to have to protect that activity by, you know, being willing to put in a little wider than maybe some other people would. Now, having said that, it plays nicer as a call because you don't just blast all in into the, you know, nutted range that happens to be there for Belea. So I like the call, but, you know, it's still a bit unorthodox to be raising and calling a 3-bet with ace-jack off when there's a big pay jump like this.
Well, it's paid off for Speckman. Top pair, decent kicker, 93% equity, and facing a continuation bet from Belea of 425,000.
I mean, in the same way the ace-10 suited was very, like, unexpected.
Right.
Because of Casper's stack. You know, Speckman's willing to go with it in certain spots to sort of protect all that activity that he wants to bring to the table.
I don't totally disagrey with you. All I'll say is that Casper being at 7 big blinds is different than Casper being at like 18 big blinds.
Yes.
Queen on the turn gives Belea a pair. Speckman still around a 9-1 favorite. Checks a second time. And Belea checks behind. River card.
No.
Is a 9 giving Belea 2 pair?
No.
7%. Less than 7% on the flop. Running cards to make 2 pair. And Speckman shoves the river!
Oh, no.
Belea calls, and that will see Denzel Speckman eliminated in 7th place.
Good game. Good game.
Everything is not funner
Unlucky, bro.
Gross.
when Belea goes runner, runner.
Opening raise from Brian Delaney. 325,000 with ace-5, and Belea has the snowmans.
Num num. Oh, yeah. 3-way. Pretty fair fight. Nice little spread. Pocket 8s. Ace-5 off. King-9 suited. Not going to see a lot of 3-way flops moving forward, so let's enjoy this one, he said, before Bego made it 1.7 million. Attaboy, just
He's
call.
not going to ruin it, Griffin. He calls, and we are going to go 3-way to the flop. And that flop is 8-4-4. Belea flops a boat.
Daddy-o, showtime.
Bombalea.
Action check to Delaney. Is he going to c-bet into 2 opponents with ace-high?
I think there's a decent chance. I mean, the board is so dry. This is a good opportunity to win the hand against, you know, look, if Bego has the 9-10 of, you know, 9-10 of clubs, and Belea has the king-queen off, king-jack off, not only are you technically ahead, but you're pushing out all of this equity that can either get there on the turn or pick up a draw and start betting.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh
no.
Oh.
See, you're probably asking yourself, what's happening here? Well, Bego is the one that is most likely to have a 4 in his range in this spot, you know, completing from the big blind. You know, we see, of course, that Belea just happens to have pocket 8s, but that's not always going to be the case here. Sometimes Belea is just going to have, you know, ace-9 of hearts.
Yeah.
And facing this spot, Delaney's going to fold the ace-5. Belea's going to, I mean, Belea could have, you know, king-jack of spades. would be calling this flop and folding to this raise. So this is a very intentional move by Bego, not just some random play.
But the frustrating thing for Belea, Griffin, is that Belea wants him to have a
Oh
four.
my gosh! Oh my gosh!
What is happening?
What is happening?
Because of everything I just said, Delaney does not believe Bego, rightfully so. Sorry, Delaney doesn't believe Bego. Oh gosh, this is crazy.
So hold on a second.
Okay.
Hold on a second. The continuation bet from Delaney.
Yes.
Flattered by Belea.
Yes.
Bego then raises to 1.2 million. And now Delaney is 3-bet to more than 2.5 million. And Belea's sitting there with a flopped full house.
I mean, do you start to think that maybe you're up against quads when you see this action?
No. No, Belea is going to be well aware of the madness that's going on here. It's going to think that one of them probably has a 4 some of the time here.
Right.
Delaney's made this incredible move of 3-betting the flop.
Right.
And is going to look like a boss for what, he's done to Bego. So it's just so insane that we're all sharing this secret with the players.
I do want to remind everyone that Belea does have a full house.
Yes, yes.
And he has just shoved on his 2 opponents who will try and make this look good and look a little bit believable and then fold.
They're very surprised to see that. like, wait a minute, what?
At this point, I guess he doesn't have ace-9 of spades.
No. And Bego, I think, also maybe just wants to give the impression that maybe I had a 4.
I mean,
Huge pot for the chip leader who moves over the 20 million mark.
Delaney opening ace-5. Jordan folds. Pocket 6s for Belea. And just calls out of the small blind. And Bego with ace-8.
I love these multi-way pots, but there's always the possibility he might just try and steal some chips pre. And that's what he's going to do. The squeeze from Bego.
Yeah, absolutely. 950, just shy of 1 milli. We do have some big pay jumps here, of course, so he's going to play it safe. I mean, when you're playing somebody as good as Bego, honestly, it's not that outrageous because he will fold better aces as well as, complete bluffs, some king combos, and, ace-8, ace-9, maybe a hand even as strong as ace-10 he might put in the men, maybe even ace-jack, honestly. In any case, we're going to the flop.
Not 6s, though.
All right.
King, queen, jack. That's what we used to call back in the day a razor's board.
A razor's board.
I think now you call it a range advantage.
Is a razor's board like a razor's crest? 2.375 in a big 3-bet pot. He can go really small here and he'll get mountains of folds. I think a quarter would be acceptable.
Small, yeah.
Yep, something like 500K sounds great to me.
Less than a quarter.
Remind yourself that in some cases you can go even smaller and have the same effect.
Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Bomb Belea.
What was the line? He check raised to 2.5?
Bombs it.
Let's go.
Well, this is the one for Bego. This one he will be.
What is the minimum I can keep behind?
Going big or going home. Jorgna with a hand. A dominated hand. Folds.
I'm pretty sure Jordan is going to play the queen 8.
Yeah.
Right now he's not.
Right.
Right? You are just going to run over this 3-handed until Bego busts. So you don't need to take a marginal one with 7-5 suited. But is going to do it anyway because the price is right.
We are going to take it with the 7-5 suited.
Yeah, my money's on the spades here. Or as James calls it.
The spikes.
No, come on.
The picks.
No, the Belea hand. Come on, one more time.
The bond.
The bond! Hey!
I still think the 5-6 is good.
Here we go. Flop is king, king, 6. And Bego is through the worst of it. Just needs to fade 2 more cards. Turn card
Badunk.
is an 8 now. It's an up and down draw for Belea. Bego has to fade 14 outs to stay alive in this event. That is a lot of outs. 1 card to come. It's a 9. That's a straight for 7-5. Bego Busto. Fabrice Bego going deep as a Frenchman
Good luck, guys.
in the first ever EPT Paris.
So Belea this time raising with the 5-3 off. You know, having made that comment about Jorgna probably having played less heads up than some of his competition, he's been playing very solid thus far. Very pleased to see that. And what a flop that is right there.
Hachi Machi, top pair and a straight draw for Jorgna. A bad end of the straight draw for Belea. A gut shot. Belea's bet called. 2.4 million in the middle now. Turn card is the Jack of Clubs.
So the turn is the Jack of Hearts. Over card does complete some straights. Obviously, most notably, the 10 is now a straight, 1 card straight in the hand. I think, yeah, I was going to say, there are situations where you barrel over cards. I'm not sure if this is the one. And a straight on the board.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Except the 6 doesn't count. 7, 8, 9, 10. Jack.
I would love to see Jorgna try and get him off a chop pot here. What if he just bombs 2.4 river? Okay, he's going to give him the opportunity to do exactly that, Joe.
I would like to sincerely thank everyone out there who noticed the huge error I made in calling the Jack of Hearts the Jack of Clubs. And if it weren't for the fact that my father owned the company, most of you would probably replace me for noticing that error.
Yes, he's doing it, Joe. He's doing it. Also, yeah, Joe, I'm sorry, you're bent. All right, so he calls. Oh, he folds. I was going to say, you just calling for a chop pot there is a really, really bad scene. And once you check, Joe, when you check to an aggressive player in position,
you're giving him the keys to the Lambo.
You're just giving him the keys to the Lambo. So we are starting this hand about 42 big blinds effective. Peter Jorgna is the shorter of the 2 stacks.
Belea raising with 7-6 offsuit. Seems pretty standard.
Yep, lots of raising from position heads up. You're going to be very aggressive. Jorgna with a hand he can defend quite easily. 10-6 of hearts.
And he does defend, calling for an extra 400k. And we will see the first flop of this level. And that flop is 10 high, 10-5-3. So it's top pair for Jorgna. Belea does have a gut shot straight draw.
Yeah, absolutely. These are boards you want to c-bet very aggressively. You have gut shots heads up. You're in a position. You have absolute position against your opponent. So even though Jorgna does have a top pair, a c-bet here will take it down a lot of the time when he hasn't connected. Also sets you up for bets on later streets as well, James, if you want to try and convince a 5 or a 3 to fold. So I do expect a continuation from Belea pretty much every time. 2 million in the middle.
Belea does make a c-bet of 600,000. And with top pair, just a call from Jorgna.
Yep, I think with a hand like 10-6, you just want to play it slow here.
Oh.
But wait.
That is not a call. Jorgna check raises with a pair of 10s.
I mean, check raising top pair is never going to be a bad thing to do, James. It's just that it's probably more conventional when you check raise when you have a stronger kicker than a 6, especially as the 6 gives you opportunities to turn in river, backdoor some straights in this particular situation.
Okay, so the raise is to 1.5 million, 900,000 to call, and seems that Belea is planning to make that call.
I really like this float, James. With the 6 of spades in your hand in particular, you can actually represent much stronger hands on later streets if the spades start to fall. If your opponent slows down, they might just have pure bluffs that you can get to fold as well.
Makes the call, and we go to the turn. I'm calling it, Nick. Action card, 4 diamonds.
That would be quite the action card.
Oh, come on! I got the right color. I didn't get the right suit, but I got the right color.
The commentator's curse strikes again. James Hardigan is to blame. It is a turn straight for Belea.
So having check raised flop, Jorgner barrels turn for 2.6.
Yeah, full 50% pot on the turn, and there's so much in the middle now. That's one way to do it.
So Jorgner leading for 2.6. Belea raising. Well, that is a call. This hand is going to the river. River card. Is the 4 of clubs, pairing the board. Okay, so my prediction of the turn was substantially better than my prediction of the river. But what is interesting here is action is on Jorgner. Can he make some kind of blocker bet here?
This is so weird. SPR is so low now, guys. He's got 9.3 million behind. There's already 16 in the middle. I mean, I think Jorgner just wants to try to get to showdown as often as possible. I mean, so many spade draws have bricked. Some of the hands, Belea might semi-bluff raise the turn if bricked as well.
He moves all in.
What?
And Belea cannot fold this, surely. This is an HTC situation. This has to call. I know the board's paired, but his hand's too strong.
That was so unexpected from Jorgner. He has so much showdown. Is he kind of turning his hand into a bluff, James?
Belea asked for a count. I don't see how he can possibly fold. And if he calls, it is all over, baby. Makes the call, and it's over.
Congratulations.
Year of Romania. We have our first ever Romanian winner on the PokerStars European Poker Tour. Razvan Belea takes down the first ever EPT Paris main event. Peter Jorgner is the runner-up for 780 grand. Razvan Belea, who qualified for $530, will cash out for 1.17 million.
Wow, what a result. Year of Romania.
Razvan, you qualified for this event online. From what I understand, you mostly were grinding free rolls in your poker infancy. What would the free roll version of you be thinking of you in this moment right now?
That this is unreal. That it couldn't happen like this. I mean, yeah, it's all I ever dreamed of since I started to play poker. I was watching all the time EPTs. I have played couple, and now I'm here. It's unbelievable feeling. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I'm a bit emotional. But anyway, I follow my dream from the beginning, and I studied a lot of hours behind the computer. So yeah, everything is possible.
I said no to distractions that can affect how I manage that. So I slowed up to handle that. Struggled at a road show that I can adapt. I'm a better off number 1 than I ever been. Number 2 at any day. Even though I've been number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.